October 30th, on our way in.
Welcome to the EDJ Whitetails.
All right, welcome back to the EDJ Whitetails October 30th edition. We're parked real short today. We stopped just a little ways inside the gate by design. We're going to stay very quiet, not driving the Ranger in. I'm going to hunt the south end of the farm tonight. We've got a northwest wind, and I'm going to a stand location that I killed the Big Ten out of 2 years ago. And we're not too far off of that time frame. That night was November 2nd, and they were chasing does and everything all over the place on that hunt. You can look back to that on November 2nd, 2023. But we're going to head right back to that same location tonight. We got a northwest wind, highs in the upper 40s. I think it was 47 at last check. So it's absolutely picture perfect conditions for a rut hunt, pre-rut, but we're going to call it a rut hunt. And cloudy, couldn't ask for better. Hoping for a good night. It's about 4:15 right now. Would have loved to have been in here a little earlier, but we'll take what we can get with the work schedule. That's what this is all about. Basically a vlog, a diary, so to speak, of my hunting experiences and trying to give you guys some tips that I've learned over my 32-ish year career bow hunting. Everything I've learned from my dad and my uncles. That's what this channel is all about. So anyway, enough about the nostalgia. We're headed in. Beautiful evening. And we're going to see you soon on the stand. All right, so what you just saw there with the wind blowing is we have a northwest wind this evening. Finally a northwest wind. This stand is set up perfect for a northwest wind. And as many of you know, that is our prevailing wind in the fall in northeast Iowa. And the reason northwest wind is so good right here is it'll blow right down that creek and out to the river. Now, deer in here could be coming from the southeast, right through here. They could be coming from the southwest. They could actually come out of, this is becoming a thicket off to our northwest. And then right over here, we're actually at the bottom end. Tuesday night in the rain, I was up there about 200 yards hunting them fingers. Well, and ridge tops. With this northwest wind, this stand is set up to still hunt those little ridges again. But we're actually have a wind where we can hunt it now. That stand up there is set up for you like an east wind, a southwest wind, something like that, to still be able to hunt them ridge tops. This is our way of still being able to hunt them. You saw about a week ago I sat in the stand in the rain and we didn't have any action. But the way it feels tonight, I'd like to think a lot differently than that. Feels pretty exciting. It's about the most perfect conditions you could ask for October 30th. And we're going to settle in. And I'd sure like to get some of these big bucks on camera that we know are in the property. So hang with me here on the EDJ Whitetails. Thanks so much for watching. If you would, hit that subscribe button to help us out if you haven't already. And let's bring you guys some action tonight, October 30th. One other thing I forgot to add about why we're in this stand. Not only is it the perfect wind, hunting them ridge tops, but my camera down here has shown a couple days in a row daylight activity of a couple of our target bucks. I've seen split G2 down here in the last day in daylight, and the buck we're calling Twin Tower, a really tall 8-pointer, has been down here too. So lots of buck activity on this south end of the farm, and that's one more reason, kind of utilizing technology scouting there, that they've been in the area down here. So all the ingredients are stacking up for a good evening. Let's hope it proves right. That was just a little doe, it looked like. Pretty far back in. Well, not as far as it feels like. Probably 70 yards back in there. But one thing that's really driving me nuts is all these leaves on the trees yet. Usually by this time of year, I'm used to being able to see a good distance, especially down in this area. It's a little honestly frustrating. I'm used to being able to see back in on them ridges and seeing activity, and I'm sure it's going on back there, but it's not coming by up by us yet this evening. I'll do a time check, but I think we're a little after 6, so we're winding it down quickly. I was actually starting to think that maybe we weren't going to see a deer tonight, but we're not done yet. So as you can see, once again, we're running out of daylight. Slow night, slow night. Just that one doe back there. Now, like I said, it's kind of frustrating not being able to see very far in here, because typically you can look back on the squirrel. Yep, that was just a squirrel bouncing around. But typically you can look way back on them high tops and see what's going on. So that was a little frustrating, but kind of a neat night in the woods. Would have thought I would have seen a lot more, but we weren't just in the right spot. So I want to talk quickly before we go about creating a game plan. Um, there's a few, factors that go into where I'm going to plan to sit that night, and sometimes it's just more of an educated guess than anything. But I'm gonna take into factor, what I've been seeing on trail cameras, but I'm not gonna like live or die by that. Your trail camera is only covering a small fraction of an area, so don't live or die by that. Now that I've been in this property for 5 seasons, this is the 6th season. Um, I can rely on past experience and dates and with weather lining up as well. And then, of course, the wind and, the phase of the rut that we're in or lack thereof. So, and what they're feeding on. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So you got to sit down and figure out that game plan and, decide what you're going to do. So that's what I do. And as I said before, the Edge Whitetails is a blog, basically video blog, of our activities as we do it. So you're gonna see the slow nights right along with right along with the good hunts. So I'll do my best to keep those slow ones to a short video. I know how that can get a little aggravating too. So we're going to wrap this up. I won't be hunting tomorrow evening on Halloween. Delana is a high school football cheerleader, and our Wapsie Valley high school football is in round 2 of the playoffs tomorrow night. So I'll be at that game instead of in the woods. But we'll be right back at it on Saturday morning, November 1st. That's right, November 1st. What we wait for all year. And according to my trail cameras, there's been a lot more morning movement than evening movement. So looking forward to getting in a stand in the morning. We're going to sign off for October 30th. For the Edge Whitetails, I'm Eric Johnston. And until next time, Saturday, get outdoors.